When the prison guard woke up, he found that the flood had submerged the entire cell, and the prisoners had already escaped, leaving him locked inside. As the floodwaters continued to rise, the man was terrified. Just then, he suddenly noticed the key on the table. He quickly pulled out his belt and tried to reach for the key, but the table had no stable surface, and no matter how many times he tried, he failed. Just as the man was about to give up, the drawer was swept open by the water current. He quickly threw the belt again, and this time it caught onto the drawer. The man carefully pulled the table closer and finally managed to get the key. He immediately inserted the key into the lock, but strangely, it wouldn't open the cell door. The man realized something was wrong. It was actually a car key. At that moment, the power pole outside the house collapsed and was rushing toward him at an extremely fast speed. But the utility pole happened to block the cell door, and now he really couldn't get out. However, he wasn't ready to give up. He quickly set his sights on the ventilation duct. As the water level continued to rise, the man was too short to reach it no matter how he jumped. In a desperate moment, he submerged himself in the water, grabbed the cell door with his left hand, and pulled the bed out with all his strength. He then surfaced and stood on the bed, finally reaching the barbed wire. But as he was about to push it open, he discovered there was a lock on top. No matter how he tried, the barbed wire wouldn't budge. The man was completely despairing, watching the floodwaters surge toward him. Soon the floodwaters completely submerged him, and he could only take a deep breath, then endure the discomfort and dive back underwater to search for another escape route. The man spotted the flashlight on the bed and suddenly had a bold idea. He picked up the flashlight, unscrewed the back cover, removed all the parts inside, and then extended the empty tube above the water surface, taking deep breaths of fresh air. Before the man could celebrate, the wires suddenly short-circuited, plunging the room into darkness. The man struggled and kept banging on the barbed wire fence. At that moment, the lid suddenly opened, and the woman spotted the man in the water. She quickly pulled out a small knife and unscrewed the bolts holding the iron mesh in place. Just as the man was about to suffocate, the woman finally opened the iron door and successfully rescued him.